Welcome, Alpha Dad Mindset, episode 14. I believe it's 14. Let's get into it. Challenging your children. Why do we need to challenge our kids? Well, think about it as in a perspective of when you were a child and you were pushed and you were challenged, or when you were a child and you were given, if you were given everything you wanted, everything you asked for, everything you complained for, what kind of person do you think that turns you into? And specifically for parents and dads, yes, we all want our children to like us. We want our children to feel connected to us. We want our children to love us and jump into our arms and hug us and kiss us. Because it feels great. It feels awesome. We get that hit of oxytocin through the brain. After a long, hard, stressful day, we just want to come home, have our kids jump into our arms, and then just relax. But if you decide to be a dad, remember, you're more than just a dad. You're a parent, and you need to parent even when you don't want to parent. And that means challenging your kids, calling them out when you need to call them out. And that all starts with challenging yourself. And we don't like to do that. No, we don't like to challenge ourselves because it doesn't feel good. But doesn't challenging yourself and doing something that's very uncomfortable, doing something you don't really want to do, something that really pushes you and challenges you, but you do it, you push yourself through it, and you overcome whatever stress and anxiety that was causing, and you get through it. Doesn't it feel very intrinsically rewarding of what you just accomplished? Doing something that's uncomfortable, and oh wow, you just feel like you've discovered a part of yourself that you never even knew existed. And that's awesome. It feels great. It's very intrinsically rewarding. Oh, I feel like a brand new me. Well, you can apply that as a dad. You can apply that into how you raise your children, how you parent your children. You're challenging yourself and finding ways to push yourself and get yourself out of your comfort zone and grow as a man, as a father. Well, you want to do that same thing to your kids. They're not going to push and challenge themselves. Kids, not at first. Kids are born when they're young. They want nurturing, they want care, they want protection, and yes, that's what they need, but at a certain point, they need to be pushed. They need to be challenged. They need to be held accountable, and they're not going to want to do that. They're not going to know how to do that because they're children. It's your job as dad to do that, to push them. And they're discovering the whole world like for the first time. You bring children to this world, you need to guide them and teach them, and they're experiencing everything for the first time. They don't know how this world works. They know what to do. They need to be guided. They need to be led. And they're going to be afraid to do things for the first time. They're going to be terrified to do things for the first time. And it's your job as dad to be able to push them into that. Guide them, lead them, tell them it's okay. But don't accept. It's the best way to say this. Don't accept your children to find too much of a comfort zone and to sit and dwell in that comfort zone, because you don't learn and you don't grow at all from that. They grow from being pushed and challenged, and they may not like it at first, but they're gonna thank you when they're older. When I was a kid, when I was a young lad, I was exactly like that. I was terrified of trying new things, terrified of pushing myself and meeting new people and getting into big groups of people. I was a very shy, very quiet kid, and I didn't like meeting people for the first time. And my mother knew this about me and knew that she had to gently push, and I would whine and I would complain at first. When it came to getting involved in anything such as like sports or scouting or anything that I had to do for school, any kind of social activity that stressed me out, it gave me anxiety, I would complain, I would be afraid. And my mother would push me into this because she knew that, and then she knew that once I got comfortable with people, I was okay. And this trend continued into an age that it shouldn't have continued in. Like, I remember being 20 years old, and I got a job working at a summer camp, and my mother drove me all the way to Pennsylvania to work at this summer camp, and got there, made sure I was settled, and she left. Like I said, I was 20 years old. I was old enough to be able to do this stuff on my own, but I couldn't. And once she left, I was so uncomfortable, and I didn't know how to socially integrate myself into the camp with the other staff members, with the people that I was going to be working with for the rest of the summer. I put all my stuff into the cabin, into my lodging area, and I just went into the forest and just hid for hours and hours and hours. It was the middle of the afternoon, and I know at a certain time it was going to be dinner time, and I was just, instead of actually pushing myself and going to talk to people and slowly getting comfortable, I just hid in the forest for hours and hours and trying to think of ways like, how can I get myself back home? I'm so uncomfortable. I want to go home. I don't like this place. Remember, I was 20 years old. I was too old for this kind of crap. Feeling this kind of anxiety. I felt I was way too old for this. What did I do? At a certain point, it was close to dinner. I got hungry. I went up to the cafeteria, and you know what? I just went in. I was starving, and I just went in. I grabbed my food, sat in the corner by myself because I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was too shy. I was too scared, and feeling very isolated, feeling very on my own. At a certain point, some people came to join me and started talking to me. I started talking back. Man, after a few minutes of having a conversation, I slowly started to get comfortable, slowly starting to scan the area, and I was okay. After a while, after a few hours, I got comfortable. After dinner, you know what, I think I'll be okay. Found a few people to have a conversation with, slowly got comfortable, and I was all good. What's the lesson of this story? The lesson is that my mother knew enough about me to know I gotta drop him off and I gotta leave. I gotta haul ass. Because her staying there would have made things worse, and just cutting that cord and just letting me go. Having to fend for myself was actually the best move possible. It pushed me and it challenged me. I hated trying new things when I was young, and eventually I'd get comfortable with it. My mother knew that about me, and I'm glad she did. And as a dad, as a parent, you got to be able to do the same things. You got to be able to push yourself and challenge yourself. Because once you learn to push yourself and challenge yourself, you know the routine, you know the mental gymnastics that you got to play on yourself, and you just do it. And you do the same things with your kids. They're going to be upset, and they're going to be stressed, they're going to have anxiety, but you're going to be there for support, and you push them, because there's no growth in the comfort zone. And on that note, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Do me a big favor. Like and subscribe to my channel. Help the channel grow. And I will see you all in the next video in the coming week. Have a good one.